Hello everyone, Tom with Capo Fetish. Today on the channel, we're going to talk about 20 Sublime George Harrison Beatles guitar moments. I have 20 here to offer. I'm going to count them down for you right now. Starting out at number 20 is I Need You from the Help album, where George employs this really cool guitar volume pedal effect. I think it adds a lot to the song. I think this is really the start of where George Harrison's songwriting really starts to blossom. And I love the track, and I love that little effect that he uses on the track. So that's coming in at number 20, I Need You. Coming in at number 19 is the outro he does on Sexy Sadie off the White Album. It kind of starts off with a little bit of feedback, and then it goes into this kind of like disembodied, kind of disconnected sound as it fades out. Really, really cool guitar sound. One of many that he employs during the entire Beatles discography. I don't know what he's using, what kind of pedal, what kind of amp, what kind of guitar, but I love that sound he's using on the outro of Sexy Sadie and what he's playing as well. So that's coming in at number 19. Coming in at number 18 is one of his most beautiful guitar lines on Here, There, and Everywhere in the midsection there after Paul says, she's beside me now, and he's doing that little descending thing, do 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 do. So fantastic, so beautiful. It's just like icing on the cake to an already just gorgeous track. So coming in at number 18 is this little guitar line there. It's a little clean guitar line in Here, There, and Everywhere. Coming in at number 17 is just an absolutely moving part, and it only lasts about 3 or 4 seconds. And it's the right before the outro of Strawberry Fields Forever. Right after Lennon says "Strawberry Fields Forever," and then the that little guitar line comes in, and then it goes into the orchestral section as it fades out, and then of course it fades back in. But fantastic, just fantastic. I'm always moved by that part, and it's just another. It's like a cherry on the top of an already just masterpiece song. So his little guitar lick there at the very end of Strawberry Fields Forever before the actual coda. Incredible stuff. Coming in at number 17. Coming in at number 16, and back to the Help album, the title track, Help. His little guitar line through the Won't You Please, Please Help Me section is just iconic. And again, just another added part that just adds a lot to the song. His little guitar lines run right through that part every time. Won't you please help me? Won't you please help me? Fantastic. Again, another really awesome, iconic guitar part from George Harrison from the Help song. Coming in at number 16. 2 iconic guitar parts on the song Hard Day's Night. That opening chord, incredible. And then the outro, as it fades out, that little chimey arpeggio part, so incredible. The whole track, just incredible. Just bristling with energy and enthusiasm. New sounds. I mean, this is like, Hard Day's Night has a completely different sound than the previous album with the Beatles. They're completely just transcending here. But yeah, I've always loved that opening chord and that final little arpeggio at the end that ends and fades the song. So that's coming in at number 15. Back to the White Album for Dear Prudence. He has all these really cool little guitar fills in the middle of like the verses that are really effective, and I love like the distortion he's using on the guitar on Dear Prudence. It's really subtle, really understated, but really, really effective. Especially when you hear it on headphones, you can really hear every little note he's playing. And just another example of his just really unique creative guitar playing. His little fills throughout the verses of Dear Prudence are just excellent. And that is coming in at number 14. How about George's classical guitar stylings and his guitar solo on Till There Was You off With the Beatles? Just played perfectly. Another fine moment, one of my favorite moments on With the Beatles. I know a lot of people don't like Till There Was You. It's a cover, but I've always liked it. I think it's fantastic. I think it's a great Paul McCartney vocal, and I love George Harrison's acoustic guitar work on it. So that's coming in at number 13. Coming in at number 12 is the chimey arpeggio opening to If I Needed Someone. Word has it that George took influence from the Byrds, the Bells of Rhymney, and kind of twisted the figurement, the guitar figurement around a little bit, made it his own. and it's pretty much played throughout the song on the verses. Really good stuff. And I just love the sound of that kind of 12-string Rickenbacker birdsy sound that he does on this as well. So and just that whole intro is just so fantastic. So if I needed someone, the chimey guitar part, his playing throughout, fantastic. Coming in at number 12. Coming in at number 11 is really a really unique George Harrison guitar sound. And I'm talking about the one he employs on Fixing a Hole. The guitar solo, too, is really unique. It just fits in there perfect. Always love this track. But there's something about the way the guitar sounds. It almost sounds like, maybe an electric ukulele with a little bit of, fuzz on it or something. I know it's not that, but it really is one of his more unique sounding guitar sounds in the Beatles discography. I've always loved the solo, too. Fixing a Hole of Sgt. Pepper coming in at a number 11. We're down to the top 10 here. Here are my favorites. Back to Rubber Soul. I love the outro of Michelle that George Harrison plays, that melody line, and the way that guitar sounds. It's really low tone, low fuzz, just a little bit of fuzz on the guitar, but the melody's beautiful and the way it fades out. Love that as well. Michelle coming in at number 10. Back to A Hard Day's Night for the song And I Love Her. Oh, that opening intro, just so beautiful. And the guitar solo, again, he's using that kind of classical nylon guitar. And it's just a perfect melodic guitar solo. It goes with, the melody of the song. Fantastic playing from George, showing off his wide range. What a wide range of palette guitar sounds and stylings and etc., right? So, And I Love Her, for me, coming in at number 9. Coming in at number 8, I think, is one of George Harrison's greatest guitar solos. I wish they had released this version as a single version instead of the one that they did release. I'm talking about Let It Be, the song Let It Be. That guitar solo is so perfect. I'm sure he spent a little time figuring it out, making it perfect because it sounds perfect. And the way that the resolution of the guitar sound, and he does this little squeal right before the resolution. I mean, it's just melodic, it's perfect. And they should have released this, in my opinion, as a single version instead. The single version just doesn't have a lot of punch to it, doesn't have a lot of atmosphere, or I don't know. You may think different. I always thought this version was the definitive version of Let It Be, and that guitar solo just fits in perfectly with the song. So this is coming in at number 8 for me on my list. Going back to, where is that album? Somewhere. Going back to... where is it? Having a problem finding Beatle albums here. Hold on one moment here. They're hid. Here we go. Coming in at number 7 is his backward solo on I'm Only Sleeping. Just absolutely stellar. Word has it that this was a painstakingly process. It took him hours and hours to come up with this backward solo, playing it frontwards, making sure it worked backwards with the song. And it really is just absolute perfection. The way it kind of creeps in, very eerie sounding, and the way it resolutes and gets back into the Please Don't Spoil My Day portion of the song. And then the way it ends with the coda and more backward guitar ending the song, just fantastic. So I'm Only Sleeping, off Revolver, the backward guitar solo, coming in at number 7. Switching it up to number 6, his arpeggio part on I Want You, She's So Heavy is one of the greats. I guess he's playing it too with John Lennon as well, but it's so infectious, it's so hypnotic. I mean, it could just go on forever. I mean, I just love that ending. It just builds and builds and builds, and the white noise and the arpeggios, it's so infectious. It's so incredible. So I love the arpeggios that Harrison does along with Lennon on I Want You, She's So Heavy. That is one of my favorite Harrison parts. And then we're going to switch back to the White Album here. Just an incredible guitar solo here. I initially thought this was done by Lennon, but I've read over and over different sources, and it is indeed George Harrison playing the guitar solo on Happiness Is a Warm Gun. This has got to be Harrison's most dirtiest, most filthiest sounding, dirgy sounding solo that he's ever put forth on vinyl before. It is incredible. It's amazing what they pack into like 2 minutes and how many seconds in Happiness is a Warm Gun. Nothing repeats itself, and that guitar solo just comes in real ominous sounding and thick and dirty. Always love that solo on Happiness is a Warm Gun. Nothing sounds like it in the Beatles canon. Really, really good stuff. This, for me, is coming in at number 5 as far as favorite George Harrison guitar moments in the Beatles. And then we're going to go back to, I'm going to go back to Abbey Road for number 4. His solo on Something is just stellar. It's just, every time, I think that's one of my favorite parts of the song is the actual guitar solo. Melodic, kind of unpredictable sounding in parts. Very fluid sounding. I even read somewhere that Eric Clapton just absolutely adores this guitar solo. So that says something. It says something about something. So yeah, Something, guitar solo, George Harrison, one of his best, coming in at number 4 for me. And while we're holding up the Abbey Road album, how about that arpeggio in You Never Give Me Your Money? Oh my God, that is one of my favorite Beatle moments. Let's see, there's a guitar solo right after the One Sweet Dream, you know, or before the One Sweet Dream line, right? There's that guitar solo that is really cool sounding, building up to this arpeggio. Still don't know who plays it. Is it Harrison playing that guitar solo, that dirty guitar solo? But I know that he does play the arpeggio right after One Sweet Dream came true, and that is a highlight for me in the Beatles discography, that chimey arpeggio guitar part on You Never Give Me Your Money. And then it goes into the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, All Good Children Go to Heaven. Wow, that is just pure magic, folks, right there. That for me is coming in at number 3, You Never Give Me Your Money, the arpeggio, chimey guitar part. Then we're going to go back to the Revolver album for song number 2. I love George's sitar playing on this song. The intro, incredible. The sitar solo in the middle, incredible. The whole track, incredible. One of my absolute top 3 favorite George Harrison songs of all time. And I think what he's doing on the sitar, I mean, considering that he just really picked up the sitar not really that long after, he did play the intro to Norwegian Wood. And that was maybe, this is maybe like 6 months later. He was laying this down on Love You Too. Just incredible stuff here. So his sitar playing throughout Love You Too, the intro, the solo, incredible. Number 2. And I'm going to keep holding this album up for number 1 because this is my number 1 George Harrison guitar moment of all time in the Beatles canon. And I'm talking about She Said, She Said. That is one of my all-time favorite guitar sounds. I think he's playing an SG, a Gibson SG guitar. Maybe he's playing it through a high watt, but that kind of acidy guitar sound that he came up with. Oh, and those guitar lines, those melodic guitar lines, not to mention his harmony vocal with Lennon. That is my number 1 George Harrison Sublime George Harrison guitar moment from the Beatles canon, is his sound on She Said, She Said, his guitar melody throughout the song, and just the entire thing. It's just incredible. So She Said, She Said is definitely an all-time top 3 Beatles song because of George Harrison, that guitar sound, and what he's doing on the guitar throughout the song. So those are my 20 favorite Sublime George Harrison Beatle guitar moments. What are your favorites? Throw those in the comments section. As always, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you soon. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.